Welcome to another episode of In the Line of Wire. This is Jahara. This episode was shot in Lahore during my trip there last week. I met up with a gentleman by the name of Mr. FarhanMasood. A lot of people in this country know Farhan because of his Go Green campaign. But what I was most interested in was finding out about the software and hardware solution that Farhan's company has developed. I visited his office, and not only did I interview him, but I also got a demo of the product. So FarhanMasood is CEO of a company called SoloSmart. Let's go and see what he had to say and what he had to show us. So we are here with FarhanMasood. Hi Farhan.
Hi Jahara.
How are you?
I'm fine, excellent. How are you?
It's good to be in your office in Lahore.
Finally, I meet you.
Okay. Now, you describe yourself as a futurologist. Tell us, what is a futurologist?
Well, futurologist is a person who studies future.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
Yeah. So our day-to-day work is tracking developments and across the whole field of technology and what's happening, what's coming next.
Okay.
And we work with different research laboratories. For example, I work with Mitsubishi Labs, and there's very, very interesting ideas which we explore. I've explored from holographic phones to 3D printers to flying cars. It's like whatever is
wow,
in
sounds like a
form.
fantasy world.
Well, definitely yes, and
right.
it really helps me moving. It's like. It definitely took all the interest in the latest phones coming out because I know what's coming after 20 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, so one should talk to you more. Now tell us, you are the CEO of SoloSmart. Right?
Yep.
And the founder, I presume.
Well, I'm the founder. It's like when I was working with the government of Dubai, I was working as a project director for Dubai Electronic Government. And this interesting idea shoot up when I was watching a movie called Paycheck. Yes.
Paycheck. Okay.
I was watching this movie Paycheck, and this whole idea came from an Italian friend who was a country manager of one of the biggest suiting chain stores known as Armani.
Right.
And he came up and he said, "Very fantastic, man! You're a geek. Why don't you develop me a system which a customer walks into my office, for example, or the shop." And what he says is, my manager knows who he is and what he purchased last time, and he could greet him by name and ask him why he wasn't coming for so long. So this idea clicked in the back of my mind that it's the revolution. It's like it's the recognition and how to recognize humans. There's different ways you can recognize humans. And I chose the facial recognition.
Okay.
And this is the forte of SoloSmart. What we produce here is three-dimensional facial recognition, which takes us to among the only two companies in the world which owns a patent in this area.
Okay.
And we, on top of that, it's like facial recognition alone was nothing. It's just a computer who can recognize, looks at your face and says, "Hey, Jahana, it's you."
Okay.
But we wanted to do more with it. So it's like I explored the security industry, and I found out there's so much competition going on in security industry. So everyone is like the big fishes. Even if they are with fingerprint scanners or with the retina scanners, they still prove that their technology is superior than anyone else because the money talks.
Right.
While we thought of an idea where I thought this product will sell more and more, and that was human resource management.
Okay.
And this is where I found that the factories are actually turned into airports,
right.
where there are more people coming to shift than onto an airplane. So, and there are more than 4 or 5 shifts in a day in few factories. And for example, one of my clients is Bell, and they have 7,000 employees.
Okay.
So you can imagine 7,000 people, coming, using the system, going back, managing them, and then it's very difficult to recognize. So we actually worked in the areas where we could reduce ghost employees, for example.
Right.
So recently we done some surveys with the government agencies. One of the biggest employer was like over 90,000 employees,
right.
Pakistan-wide. They have 27% ghost employees.
Wow.
So we're talking about over 5 billion rupee worth of loss they're conducting.
So what does the human resource management software hardware combination which you produce? What does it actually do?
Well, actually, one thing is that it's a human factor. It's like why do you have a factory? Why this factory does have lights? Why does this factory has chairs? It's for human beings you're gonna get, and it's actually the biggest amount you pay in running a factory is the salaries you put. So to make them accountable, to make them work, and in our society, it's like we have to make people accountable. In other societies, where for developed countries, the people are self-accountable. So the difference is, for example, if a software comes with a mindset when they were developing it that the people are self-accountable, so it will have a different theme and ideology behind it, and it will be only practical for those nations or those areas where the people are self-accountable. Right. So mostly the products which have been developed in America, Japan, Germany, or UK, for example. So these countries don't face these kind of troubles. For example, they don't want to cheat attendance. They don't want to be late. They don't want to have an extra vacation or extra off day. They are being paid, they want to work, but here things are different. It's like this is actually a public service we're trying to do, bringing people to their offices and factories on time, and making them deliver what they are there for, and making sure that they don't run away from the company just after marking attendance. And for that we use a combination of hardware. It's a robotic hardware. It's not only just a gate or something. It's a device which has a facial recognition, so it recognizes a person by their face, and they enter only if the machine allows them. So you can have different HR policies. For example, one of the factories wanted, if their employees don't turn up, they get late more than an hour, so the machine should refuse an entry for them.
Wow.
So they should go home. We don't need you.
Okay.
Right? So this is to create a culture.
Okay.
This is to create a culture so that next time they know that we shouldn't be late.
Right.
Yeah. So this has actually this is only possible if the machine stops you and the gate doesn't open.
Okay.
And it takes the decision on the individual basis. A manager has a different policy, a laborer has a different policy, and then there is a digital divide within the industry segment. If you see, not everyone is a computer literate.
Right.
And that is the major reason the ERP systems in developing countries do fail.
Right.
Because they do not have solutions which the people from all different sects can use. For example, a peon or the chairman going to use the same equipment.
Right.
So this is what was in back of our mind, that we have to create user-friendly interfaces. So we added touch screens to our piece of equipment, and then we used very interesting software methodologies with they are iPhone-like applications. So.
Right. And are they also available in local languages, or is it in
Well,
English?
it's like that's what we are working on right now. We have a lot of work going on in this area. For example, we have added recently an SMS engine to it. So, for example, if there is the inbuilt visitor management included in the system, because it's going to be installed at the gate. So any traffic, any human factor entering, it's a supplier, visitor, or a contractor, or an employee, everyone goes through the same process.
Right.
So, and then everyone is treated differently according to their shifts, according to their permissions. It's a artificial intelligence engine behind it.
Right.
And then you can actually, for example, a visitor comes to see me.
Right.
And it's already been registered. It's linked to me in the system. The moment he arrives, an SMS arrives to my mobile phone that so and so person has arrived to see you. So I can arrange everything, and then the system will remind me after 2 hours. It's been long since you've been sitting with this person. I think he should leave now.
Okay.
Well, this is what we're trying to say.
It should remind the visitor that he should leave now.
Well, it's like this is what we want to see as the mother of an organization or an industry, where you cannot monitor every single person. You cannot even remember them by their faces. So we're not talking about less. We're talking about when I did focus groups on this area with HR managers, they said, what's the average time a person would be late or wasting time within a factory, going early or trying to skip whatever extra breaks, or he says 2 hours. a day. Now 2 hours a day, it just sounds okay, 2 hours a day.
Yeah, but in a month that works out.
No, just look at 8 hour shift. 2 hours is 25%. If a person is on, for example, a 50,000 salary, right? So you can talking about 12,500 rupee loss per person.
Yeah.
So this is what we are trying to reduce, and then adding productivity. For example, we also eliminate favorism through our system. All the time officers who are actually feeding the chefs, who are permitting people for overtime, and that's where the favorism comes in. Overtime is usually conducted when the management is not there. Right? So this is where they choose their favorite people to conduct overtime, even for the tasks which do not exist. So there is a lot of money which is actually gone into the area, because at 5 o'clock the management team has gone, and then overtime starts. That's exactly when the overtime starts. So we wanted to give them an overview that this so and so person has stopped for an overtime, and then if one person has taken an opportunity for an overtime, his priority for the next time overtime is low. So he can't be selected that easily. Only if there is a task where that person can deliver.
Right.
So these are very deep areas. Nobody would in HCM solution or HRMS would have ever thought. For example, you have people working for you. You have to provide them residences. Now there is favorism. Right. You just take an apartment as an apartment, but there is no difference in the software between an old apartment and a new apartment. The people do have feelings, so there is a favorism. So it's like they know that who to give what. So this is, again, we have added a facilities management system to it, so you can have an oversight, an overview that who is living where, who is been offered where, and the person when he's transferred, you see there is a portal. There is a portal for CEOs. There is a portal for example, general managers, and each and every manager, they can see their own team, how they progress. So if any of them has been fired, you'll get a notification, and the CEO can intervene now. Earlier he couldn't. He never knew that who was working for his organization.
Right.
Now he could see that these 5 new people have came in and who they worked for before. So this is a huge system we have developed behind it.
Great. And is it being used here in Pakistan?
Yeah. We have actually. It's only 6 months we have launched the system.
Okay.
But luckily, I would say that the grace of God, grace of Allah, we've been awarded by the projects for the projects of PEL. We're working with Nishat Group. We are working with Pepsi Cola.
Okay. Are you also thinking of launching this outside of Pakistan?
Yes, we do have plans, but we do not have plenty of resources yet, because there's a huge investment been made in this area, and we didn't have any venture capitalists behind us.
Okay.
And
so it's all your own money that's gone into it?
It's actually all friends, family, and fools' money. Is like.
But you've returned their money, right?
Yes, most of it has been returned. Some we're still struggling to do. We're struggling hard. And I really believe that with the potential in the market, it's like there is no body in competition with us.
Okay.
Anywhere in the world, you want to find a solution for industrial sector which has the capability through a robotic, artificial intelligence, where you can actually control the people's mindsets. So
shall we go see a demo?
Yeah, why not? Let's see.
Okay. First, tell us what all this hardware is. It looks very different from what I normally see in a software or an IT firm. What is this?
Well, this is actually the casing for, it's the housing of the turnstile system we have.
Okay.
We call it face access.
Okay.
Now if you come in the front, I can show you what are the things here.
Okay.
For example, this area is for a touch screen panel.
Okay.
And then there are actually 3 scanners which are called face scanners. And they have the ability to scan in 3-dimensional space.
Okay.
This is an RFID reader.
Okay.
And it has the lighting within. It's a beautiful lighting system. And these are the touch buttons. It's all right. If you want to shift from one direction to another. I will just show you a video.
Okay. That will
where you will see it's being used. There is another model we are working on. If you see this thing is actually being placed on if you see this big machine,
Right.
this portion is going to be fit on this one.
Okay.
And this has, you will see this is
Right.
a robotic arm with it. So it operates if your face is recognized and your RFID chip has been, mashed. That is when it's going to open. So you can actually rotate it and move it. So
Okay.
you'll see that in the video. This is another model which we are building right now.
Okay.
All these technologies we're building, it's like it's being manufactured in Italy.
Okay. Why in Italy? Why not here?
Well, there is a big question mark on that, and we'll sit and discuss on that.
Okay.
This is
All
an
right.
area I would want to put
Okay.
some light on it.
Okay.
So if you come here and see that how complex is the architecture inside.
And was all the industrial design done in Pakistan, or
Yes,
was
we have been involved in designing the whole structure here with different components being imported from different parts of the world.
okay?
And these are special solenoid systems. This can take up to 200 kg of weight.
Okay.
So this quality, for example, we were not able to achieve in Pakistan. It's like
Okay.
there's like a little bit dishonesty or not liking for quality was here. But alhamdulillah, we have achieved this. This unit has two sides. If you
Okay.
see. So it's a double unit, and the box which gonna come up on that is this one. So you see that it's also on the both sides.
Okay.
So it's like you can have one machine for coming in and the second machine for going out.
Okay.
While the other model was like this one was that you can use it for any direction. So you just it's actually an infrared switch. I wish I could have operated you in front of you. That's like, but you just have to wave your hand here and it turns on.
Okay.
And it changes the direction of the whole turnstile. So either you can go here
Or go the other way.
Go there. Go
Okay.
there.
So let's have a demo of this using your demo machine so that we can see how it works.
Our
Hi guys.
development area.
Okay.
This is Umair. Umair is actually our chief of software,
Hello, Maya.
and you will see a lot of gadgetry on his table.
Yeah.
It's like this is what we call software.
All right.
I think most of the people will be surprised at what a software developer is doing with all these gadgetry, but we develop the PCBs and all these areas.
Okay.
And,
Now show
this
us
is a prototype. This
Okay.
is a prototype, a working prototype of facial recognition system.
Okay.
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 And this is not the exact machine which this is for the testing purpose.
Okay.
And I will request Umair to test in front of you. We will enroll her, for
Okay.
example.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I do?
Now Jahanara is being enrolled, and I have taken as a host.
I have to stand here.
You have to stand in front.
Okay. You're only seeing the top of my head. I'm
Now you
too
just
short.
have to look
Oh, okay. I have to
up.
look at that.
I said this particular model has only two scanners.
Okay.
So it's not capturing your height.
So now
Sorry.
Umair's height is okay.
Umair height is okay, or for example, my height is okay. So if you see, the moment I come in front, you will see there is a ring on my face,
Okay.
which is actually a sign of being detected. You see the Urdu interfaces
Right.
right on the machine.
Mm-hmm.
My face is being enrolled. It's being captured in three-dimensional atmosphere.
Okay.
So this is being processed. The whole thing is being processed right now,
Mhm.
and it will take only 10 seconds to do that.
Okay.
And that is what it says. Chehra indaraj ho gaya.
Okay.
The most difficult thing in the whole system I faced was finding the right Urdu for the words like you've been enrolled.
But are they words that normal people will understand?
I think so. I
wouldn't.
doubt it. I doubt it. It's very interesting that one of our clients is in Peshawar,
Okay.
and we recorded the audio messages in Pashto for
Okay,
them.
good,
So,
good. That's important.
That is what we want. Our machine to be successful. Now you see, it's very simple. If I can have the cards, I'll just come in front, and I will be very easy. I don't have to look here and there, and just and it's just recognized. It's so fast. You see how quick it is.
Right.
Now, if Umair tries to use my card, what
Okay.
happens?
I'm going to try and use his card. Failed.
It's failed, and not only it's failed, the system has taken his photograph,
Ah.
stored in the database, and it's been reported.
Ah.
So now he can be captured, and
Yeah,
I can be
you're in
captured
trouble.
because it was my card.
Okay.
So, what happens if I forget my card?
What
So
happened?
we have now in the new system we have the touch screen panels.
Okay.
So you know it's like you cannot forget your employee ID.
Okay.
Or if you don't know your employee ID, you should stay at home.
Right.
So you know this is in earlier systems we had these keypads, so you can
Okay.
just input your information here,
Okay.
and you can go. And then in our turnstile systems, what happens is that when you get recognized, it opens the lock for the direction you chosen.
Okay.
So if it's an in mode or out mode,
Okay.
so you
Terrific.
can choose.
Terrific. That's very good. Okay, Farhan, that was interesting. Now, you've also been working in the area of advertising technologies, right?
Well,
So-
that's an interesting side. It's like I started a company in Dubai by the name of Quick Fix,
Okay.
and the Quick Fix was this term advertising technologies was
Right.
actually built by us.
Okay.
We introduced this term, and we wanted to have exciting ideas, mouth-watering ideas
Okay.
in the market. And I always felt because I have advertisement running in my blood because my father had an advertisement agency.
Okay.
He was, he was the first one to introduce, for example, the digital printing in Pakistan.
Okay.
So the Scotch print and
All right.
flex and what you see everywhere.
Okay. So tell us, what was this quick fix?
The quick fix was actually trying to convert ideas which were very boring. For example, you see a banner or a poster which is not talking to you. So you just look at it and you just move out. And we wanted to create advertisement which interacts with you and you remember the experience. You take it home and you talk about to the world that have you been to that place? Have you
Right.
seen that Coke ad, for example?
Right.
Well, Pepsi in my case because it's my client.
Yes, you shouldn't be talking about the competitor.
It's like I'm looking at an advantage and
Right.
a future prospect.
Right.
I'm a futurologist, you know.
Right, right.
So let me play a few videos and you'll have an understanding of the things which like
Okay.
I'm playing. What I'm going to show you here is an interactive floor. Now, what is an interactive floor is it moves with with your movements. It interacts with your movements, and it's a very interesting experience you can have. It is just like unlimited ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You can make games with it. You can play around and an experience with people cannot forget.
Okay.
Similarly, let me show you a few more. We actually worked on Somnath Kaput, if you
Right.
remember.
Right, right.
And this is what we done with this Coca-Cola can.
Uh-huh.
We hang it in the middle of air. It's a real can.
Okay.
It's working on magnetic levitation.
Right.
So we have the conceptual concept from physics,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a earth magnet and there is an electric magnet, and we have been creating and playing with the pulses.
Right.
And that's how, and this is an experience which people do not forget. Worked with a German company, and we had this flying car.
Oh my
This
God.
is the real looking flying car. It's not the flying car.
Right.
I remember Gulf News publishing BMW launches the world's first flying car
Right.
in the Dubai car show, and then they have to make a correction the very next day. There was just a hoax and advertisement. But this is what these are the effects we have been trying to create.
Okay.
So there are different gases being used in this car to float it in the middle of air.
Mhm.
Then I had a chance to work with IO2 technologies,
Mhm.
and this is the world's first video hologram. This is the
Ah.
real hologram you have been watching in Star Trek or Star Wars, for example. Now, this is a technology which is there in reality. And
But isn't it being done also in the US now?
this is exactly the same product which is being introduced from US.
Okay.
And Chad Diner is actually is a person who worked with. I worked with him in Dubai for some time as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Dubai is a very interesting place to meet people. and work with them. It's like, it's like people from all around the globe, they gather there and they discuss the new ideas and new concepts.
But tell me, what was your role in the development of these ads?
Well, it's like, for example, ideas, conceptual work, and then some of the technology work. It's like, because I specialize in computer vision, so anything to be processed through computer, and it has to deal with imagery. This is where my forte is, and I work in teams. Any work you have seen is like not a single-handed thing.
Right, of course.
It's been done by so many players.
Right.
For example, I've been involved into projects like I'm actually known as the originator of Urdu, Arabic, and Persian languages on internet. That was done in '97.
Okay.
Right. I was 19-year-old then, and that is where I got a lot of media projection, Washington Post, CNN, BBC, and because this was the first ever, even Microsoft didn't have this technology yet. So I've always attracted to innovate things, and to do things. Only one thing which has kept me going is determination.
Right. And you enjoy what you do.
And I enjoy what I love. I love what I do. It's like that's the most interesting thing.
So are you going to try any of these advertising technologies in Pakistan, or have you tried them?
I tried them. It's like when the new mobile phone companies arrived in Pakistan, and I tried to sell. It's a very difficult market. It's like I couldn't feel more difficulty in selling in UK, even the most driest nation there. They look at it and they like it and say, you wasted my time. And 7 days later they're going to give you a call. Okay, how much is that?
And so the mobile companies here didn't want to try them out?
Oh my God, it's like, you are the inventor of a technology. You go to them and they say, oh, ye to humne dekha hua hai. And they say, where? And they try to show that they're not impressed. It's like,
that was FarhanMasood, CEO of SoloSmart. Certainly a very interesting gentleman with a product that is not the norm. It is a hardware and software solution that is being used by factories and in the industrial sector. Very interesting, very unique, and I hope you enjoyed the interview and the demo that he gave. This is Jahara signing off from another episode of In the Line of Wire.